Hi, Corner Bible Church family. My name is Dean DeHogue, and I've got today's Easter devotional. We're going to read from Luke 22, verses 3 through 27 a little bit later, and this is the story of the Lord's Supper. But first of all, I've got a couple of questions for you. First, what is a memorial? And second, have you had the opportunity to visit or study any memorials dealing with our country's history? My wife and I, when we go on vacation, we love to visit and study and read about the local history of where we are, and this often includes visiting some local memorials. Our family has been to Gettysburg and to Washington, D.C., which are full of memorials, and even our small town here of Hopkins has its own war memorial. The purpose of memorials is to remind us of significant past events, but there's so much more. A memorial is also to keep us tethered in the present and also to get our attention focused on the future. Israel did this in the Old Testament. God had the people often build altars or stack stones to remind them and their future generations of God's constant provision. In Luke 22, Jesus institutes the ultimate of all memorials as he shifts the Passover memorial of Exodus from Egypt, symbolized by an animal's blood sacrifice, which only covered sin, to his new covenant, where Christ serves as the final, complete sacrifice, atoning for sin as the pure, spotless Lamb of God. He urges his disciples, as they share in the bread and the cup, to do this in remembrance of me. He establishes a new memorial that is unlike any other as he foretells of his death on the cross, not to cover sin, but to remove it completely. But Jesus doesn't stop there. He focuses his disciples forward, looking to the future. He points them towards his future millennial reign, when the supper will be the marriage supper of the Lamb, commemorating the amazing, redeeming, and completed work of the cross. I just want to close with two verses from this text, verses 19 and 20. And when he had taken some bread and given thanks, he broke it, and he gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." And in the same way, he took the cup after they had eaten, saying, "This cup, which is poured out for you, is the new covenant in my blood." Remember the memorial of this Lord's Supper and what it means. Giving attention to the past, giving careful reflection on the present, while we walk in obedience, preparing for an eternal future as the bride of Christ, ruling and reigning with him. Hope you have a great Easter season with your family.